Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, aunties and uncles and everybody else in between? I appreciate you for tuning in to another episode of the What's Going Down episode of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, where me and my homegirl Erin will let you know what we think, our opinions, our take about what these heifers is going through over there in the state of Utah. Now, I just want to say, is everybody present? Not
Oh,
yet.
okay. Oh, you said not you. I said okay. Sorry.
Everybody, please help me welcome Erin to the stage. Yes.
Hello, aunties and unks. Happy Wednesday. I can relate to Mary's issues this evening. Digestive tracts going wrong, but no, we are here and ready to talk about the episode.
Yes, it was a good episode. I liked it. It was pleasant, I think. We just dive right in. We ain't got to do a whole lot of pleasantries unless you want to say something else.
Nope, I'm good. I'm ready to rock.
Okay, well, let's go. The first episode, we got Heather and Angie. Now, Heather, all right now, Heather doesn't seem to be like, she's that far up Lisa's behind, y'all. She is, they're both talking about both Mary and Lisa. Angie hurt Mary's feelings, so she is anticipating having a sit down with Mary. And also talking about Lisa. Angie feels more for Mary than she does Lisa at this point, even though she supposedly has more of a rapport with Lisa. But like I said, she's waiting to talk with Mary because it'll definitely be a lot more pleasant. Don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know. Mary is very hard to turn around once you got her. I don't know. Those are two formidable opponents.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. One will cuss you out, the other one won't.
The other one will cut you off.
For real.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely I feel like yes, I mean, reasonably speaking, Mary is probably the lesser of the two evils for sure, but like Mary's got a little bit of an irrational streak that you just can't even reason with, like, I mean, Lisa won't ever admit she's done anything, so she's delusional too, but I would say I feel like Mary is the more reasonable one. That's saying a lot.
Yeah. I think we learned a little bit why later on in the episode where Mary and when her and Angie sat down, she explained why she comes across the way she does when she is crossed.
Yeah.
So it gives a little context why she's more rigid and stern. And I kind of, get that from church folks growing up. It's recognizable to me. It's not so surprising to see her reactions to things. But I do recall last season and this season, more so than the previous seasons, Mary will give some sound advice. She'll come from a place of love. However, it sometimes will come across as mean, because she's straightforward with it, and offensive. As Mary we learned last week, it's the way to say things, Mary. You can just say it's not for me. You don't have to call people names because
Yeah.
you don't agree with how they do their work. But anywho,
Yeah, Mary
what's
is
that?
definitely she's a complex person. Interesting.
Mm-hmm,
She's
mm-hmm.
definitely showing that she's more nuanced than she was kind of in her first season.
Yes. I like Mary on the show for the most part. I think she gives a good balance, and like you say, she can give some zingers. she'll get you together kind of quick.
Yeah, she makes me laugh. She has that weird oddball sense of humor. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
never gonna get over, and she did that recently because little girls don't have purses. Like that shit's funny because it's just like, it's like it's its own specific flavor, Like, and I give her that credit for being like a unique sense of humor.
Yes. Also, before, and if y'all watch last episode or if you listen to us talk, we let you know that Lisa stormed out like somebody stole her bike, child. And before the party was over, Mary did too. But in reference to Lisa, Heather made an announcement and invited the ladies to a super yacht. Ooh, child. To a super yacht experience of about maybe 3, maybe 4 days. That sounds like fun. Ooh.
With the hot captain from Below Deck.
Oh,
I
that's
forget.
who they got? Oh.
Captain Jason, I think. Is that his name? I don't know. Whatever. It's the one that they all fight over. He is a good looking dude.
Why are the Jasons that come up are just cute?
I don't know. That's true. Jason.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard of an ugly Jason yet. Even
Yeah.
thinking about in school, Jason. Oh, may he rest in peace. Oh my, I ain't even gonna say what happened to him, child.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
fairly recent, but somebody I went to junior high with, aunties and aunts know junior high. That's middle school for other folks, but we called it junior high. And I think for my co-host, right? You said you came in on the middle school
The very first year
transition.
yes, that was the first year that they did it in
Yeah.
Long Beach Unified. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, junior high, never forget. I'm not gonna say his last name, but may he rest. Oh,
Mm. Yeah, you're
mm,
right
mm,
though.
mm.
I'm thinking of the Jasons I knew, and it really typically is
Okay,
a hot man's name or an attractive man's name.
girl.
Well, they're gonna go on the yacht and
Yes.
they're gonna be part of the Below Deck season as well. They're doing a little crossover.
All right, all right.
So
That'll be fun, y'all. If you watch, what do you say? Which deck?
Below Deck.
Below deck. So if you
Yeah,
watch that, y'all, y'all gonna catch it.
I don't remember like which I've stopped watching the Below Decks. I used to watch it and be more
Me
into it.
too.
I don't know. I just kind of lost it. My
Me
taste
too.
for it. So I don't remember which one it is. I don't I think is it Below Deck Down Under maybe? I don't even know. I
I
don't
think it
even
was the
know.
Mediterranean. I saw that advertised one
That's
time.
usually Captain Sandy.
But don't ask me nothing else, child.
Yeah,
Below
I
deck.
know.
That's it.
Anyway, yeah, keep your eyes peeled. You'll find it.
Yes. So next scene, we have Bronwyn and Todd eating ice cream. Child, Todd makes it so difficult for me to back him up.
He did, didn't he? Especially in this scene. This is bad.
But as odd as it may sound, I like them together. I like his spunk. He ain't gonna take no mess. At the same time, no, he is a hard pill to swallow. Um, Brahman's gonna have to be on quick on her toes with him as we see her with the ladies. So, yeah, they're eating ice cream, and she's talking about the issues with the ladies, and he's rolling his eyes but paying attention because he has to. And and she mentions how she hates when he eats her cherry because she saves it for the end. And as soon as she swallows that piece of ice cream, he ate her cherry. And this ain't nothing sexual, y'all. This is literally, he
What
eats it.
happened? Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
I am no. This was not a good scene for me. I just thought, at the very least, he doesn't like filming, and
True.
he wasn't willing to play with her, because he's like, I don't
Right.
know why you would go on a trip with this woman, because I'm on a show, Todd, because I'm on a show and I have to go, because I have to forgive these women doing crappy things to me and keep taking it because I'm on a show. But I just get the feeling that he doesn't necessarily want to be on the show. And I just thought this was an incredibly unsupportive and like painful scene to watch. And some people were saying that this is an example of she married her mother. And
Girl.
I mean, I don't know if she married her mother, but she did marry someone that doesn't respect her, because the chair, even even that act alone, you're being filmed and you know it. Like, what are you trying to do right now? Like I just, I didn't like it. So I'm not ready to totally write them off. I do like Bronwyn. I did not like the dynamic I was watching with this. At the very least, Todd, don't make the two of you look like not fools, but like look like you have a bad marriage on camera. Like, I don't understand.
Todd, if you listen and watch and listen, Bronwyn, you too, whoever knows them, please stop being an asshole to your wife on
On
camera.
Yeah.
Do
I
that. Just let her tell the stories of, like she did 10 seconds before you stuffed your mouth with the cherry. How about you just let her tell those stories about you? Don't let us see it for ourselves, because it just leaves a bad taste in our mouths about what you just did in yours.
Well put. It is
I
true.
almost said something else, but I really like him.
Yeah,
Anywho,
well, I do not anymore. I'm watching. I felt really bad for her, because I felt like she has tried to give a couple people the opportunity in her life to come through for her, and the way that they have failed on camera is really quite astounding. Like, even the shit her mom was saying, I'm like, Muzzy and Todd, if you're watching, listening, you don't need to be this authentic. Like, I mean, I guess
okay, lie.
shit. You have that,
Omit.
like, that little social couth that you can't keep it together. Like, I'm not saying I want disingenuous. We all talk about authentic, but I just felt bad to watch you disrespect your wife the whole way through. That's all you did. You just showed her that, like, and like, no, it's not logical for Bronwyn to forgive Lisa, especially after what's gone down, but you're getting paid to be on the show. Like, why. So stop acting so grouchy about it, and just, sit there and listen. Don't
You
eat
know,
off other people's plates.
and from this and other, like so far this season, I can see why Bronwyn is desperate to be on this show. She needs an outlet. She
Uh-huh.
needs to be around some other people on a more constant basis that she can really commune with. Now,
Mm-hmm.
she can handle herself, like Todd said. He's not worried about that. He just, like you said, he doesn't want to hear about it when you come back with all the issues and snot out your nose and carrying on. I really think Bronwyn needs this community of women. Now
Mm-hmm.
she has a whole Bravo celebrity status that she can it's her Calgon, because between her mama and her now, and folks is equally yoked usually, and considering what her dad did to her, pretty much the same thing the mama did, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but he was at least calling to, trying to help her out at that time, trying to figure out what's going on. But I bet he's the same as the mama, considering he was an officer within the membership of the church,
Yeah.
so I can bet they're one and the same. But
Mm-hmm.
I really do think this is her outlet, and she gets more time to. And plus, Gwen is fucking with her boyfriend and wherever she going, so she really doesn't have anything uh to lean on or even bounce off of, and just really enjoy her time. Todd's on business still. Now she got to deal with her mama, and she just dealt with her dad's uh, 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 he's no longer living. So, I think it's a good thing for her to be on this show. She needs it.
She does. I agree with you. I think so too. And it's like, I'm not saying that I'm at the level of like, leave him, but like, I feel like she's an intelligent woman. She can argue well. I am impressed with how she's held it together during, situations where being confronted by other ladies.
Mhm.
She has this very kind of distinct personality and all that stuff. So, I agree. I think this is a great outlet for her, and I'm glad that she's like, hung on. I wish that Todd wouldn't be such kind of uh, a blatant saboteur in this moment, but whatever, Todd, keep it up, and she'll be making enough money that she can leave you. Wouldn't be the first time, nor the last, but I would prefer that you kind of get it together yet again. And because I do think she was kind of reminding him, like, you were gonna say you were gonna pretend to be listening to me better. But you know what? Let me just abruptly change what I was saying. I never thought I would appreciate Ryan from watching this damn scene, because look at the way that Ryan actually knows what's going on in
Girl.
Jen's social world. He listens to her complain about these ladies. He has insights. Like, you gotta hand it to slimy little Ryan. Like, he is a supportive partner. This is not.
They need to get together.
I know.
Wrangle up all the husbands that are kind of, well, the male, what's some people call partners, significant others of the housewives, and have them go golfing or whatever the heck that they do, bowling, whatever man thing that they do.
Yeah.
And sow some seeds. Hey, listen, as because really you picked the right person for them to bounce off of each other. Maybe some other folks in different franchises, but definitely them two. I can see them hitting it off. Ryan and Todd. They have the same issues with that castmate, the ops of their significant other. So, and they've had to endure some real harsh stuff coming from their wife about that castmate. So yeah, I think Ryan will be a great person for Todd to bounce off of and hang out with, and have them give him the lay of the land, child. And then you're gonna apologize at the end, like, really?
Yeah.
Well, at least he's shown some effort, I guess. It's
Yeah.
better than child, I guess. Child.
Right. I know. Listen, do better, Todd. We're keeping our eye on you. Do better.
Next scene, Lisa and John, child. The plot thickens. No wonder she started crying as soon as the therapist said, "There's communication problems in your marriage." Oh Lord, put my glasses on. Oh Jesus. Ooh. He hit a nerve for real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we knew that, because he wouldn't have said it if it wasn't true. I mean, come on now. He ain't on there, just ain't saying nothing right.
Well, he wasn't wrong.
No. And pretty much John is saying what we've been saying, how Lisa thinks what everybody said. She thinks she right. She don't listen. She knows what she's talking about. She expects people to follow her blindly, even though she's wrong. She doesn't want to admit when she's wrong. He is echoing our sentiments, her castmates' sentiments. Of course, he ain't gonna give up the ghost and tell on her, but he and remember what I said about Tamara. How can she be like this with her castmates and it stops at the threshold of her door? Now we see most likely it doesn't, but the fact that Eddie won't address her about it to the extent that we're seeing with John and Lisa. But we see that Lisa treats everybody the same. She spreads the wealth. In my
Listen, John did you see that passive aggressive white man coming out there? Woo, with the comment. Like, he has some shit under the surface.
Didn't he?
Yeah, listen, that's a Mormon man throwing shots, right? Like, in the back, like, oh, you're right. It's just me. I'm wrong. I'm like, ooh, and this is the first time I've really seen him be like this with her. He's mad. He's resenting her. But it feels like this season that Lisa is extra emotional, right? And reactive. And so I'm just wondering, there must be some stress within their marriage as well, because it's clear. And normally you kind of see them as a united front. But he was like, I'm gonna leave this here at the end of the conversation, when he was like, yeah, I'm always wrong. I'm like, oh, you're mad. You're mad.
I hate to say this. It's not like I told you so, because we never had that interaction.
Yeah.
It's along those lines, because from season 1 of seeing them, something tells me that this was more of an arrangement of sorts versus two people who fell in love. She said this has been going on since the inception of them being married. They have lived with this. And how long? How old? 18 years? Both of them kids are his, right?
Yeah.
So 20 years or so, how long it's been. And because of how they've been taught and trained, some people believe till death do us part, no matter what. How many times are people putting up with stuff that they didn't want or didn't, think of or whatever, but for the sake of keeping that paper alive, they just don't, tough it out. I think both of them may be experiencing buyer's remorse.
Well, and they are Mormon, and you're not supposed to get divorced. Like, that's the worst thing you can do, because in their church, when you get married, you get sealed to each other for eternity. And so they believe in their religion that even if you get divorced, you're still sealed together in eternity. And when you die, you'll be together. So if you remarry somebody and you're not sealed to them, then you're going to be with the person that you're sealed to. And so, they have some very strict, more religious beliefs attached to that. So I do think that regardless of the dynamic of their marriage, they are culturally absolutely pressured to stay together.
And it's sad because they seem miserable.
Well, shoot, something's leaking out this season, because like I said, for him, again, Mormon culture is to be very nice. You're not supposed to fight. You're not supposed to be aggressive. So when you catch these little barbs flying out, you're like, ooh, there's some under there.
For sure. Because they're nothing like, what's her name, Muzzy and her deceased husband. They are nothing like, of course, because Lisa said that we're from the East Coast and we're different from the regular girl. Bye. It's you supposed to follow the same thing.
Yes.
Now let's just call it what it is. Sorry,
Yeah. It
but
was interesting.
I
I will
mean,
call it that.
it really is. I do wish them well. I don't want anyone's marriage to fall apart. But if this, I mean, again, I just think it's a little bit of buyer's remorse in that they're having so much of because they're butting heads to this point. And the fact that I just can't get over what she said, like it's been happening since the beginning of their marriage. I'm like, this long and y'all still
The
and
one
it
thing
hasn't dissipated. Y'all still They
I
to
think
me they were never supposed to be together if it's been going on for all this time.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing I noticed too, at least like not in her defense, but like Lisa talked about how sensitive she actually does feel towards the things that he says, like they can really hurt her. So I just I felt for her there because it seemed like for sure that that was like um how she felt. You know what I mean? Like that I don't know, like I could tell that the situation really did hurt her, and like, she wants things to be good with John, but so it just kind of like made me realize why I felt like she was so much more of a basket case.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was my last bullet point on them because it ties in when she says treat her like glass while she's a raging bulldog.
Yeah.
um, to me, that tells me she wants him to forget or dismiss how rough she's doing him and still cater to her when when she should and knows better to do better. I think that Lisa has this notion that her mindset is appropriate in everything that she does and says because she has wealth. And not every time wealth means that you're making the right decision. There's always, I think her rationale is way off in that, especially when we see that she's wrong a lot of the times. Hello. But I don't think it's fair for her to say that to him so that he can buck down to her so she's not held accountable.
Yeah.
But anywho, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
The infamous conversation with Mary visits Angie. Angie is tiptoeing, she's walking on eggshells in her own house. She wants to make sure that everything is perfect for Mary because she knows, she's on Mary's shit list. Mary is, oh, I'm surprised you opened the door. Last time I had to let myself in. Dang, Mary.
So said Mary is a crabby little lady.
Ooh, she came over. First thing out of her mouth was a rude comment like, "Oh, child, you again, you and Todd ain't making this easy for me. And now I'm having y'all's back, and y'all just making it difficult."
Mary is a grouchy little gremlin.
Ooh,
I'm
but
not saying I don't like Mary. I'm just saying grouchy little gremlin.
let's put some grace on it. We know she's struggling with her kid with these substance abuse issues, and that can play a toll. And I don't know if this was around the time where he was arrested. I don't know. But let's just say, she's struggling. But like I mentioned earlier, we later find out in the episode, I think this is that part where she reveals why she's the way she is. What how she couldn't help Angie come down from going back and forth and just be more settled in herself and just calm the anger down. It was a trigger for her. And she just shuts you out, shuts you off, because now she's feeling disrespected. And Mary does not like to be disrespected at all. So with that, Angie understood. And let's see if we see a different side of Angie. Because remember, I said it's similar to what Mary said. Mary said it's like you're enjoying it, you're getting off on it, paraphrasing. That's what I said. It's like Angie enjoys like that performative piece to going back and forth. But anyway, what do you think about the scene?
I first of all, shout out to Mary and her gas. That was really funny. Like, she was so mad at Angie, and then you talked about it. You embarrassed me. I think Mary,
that was another piece. Yeah.
Mary's just funny. But I got the point. She's like, you were embarrassing me, and I'm mad at you right now. So you're gonna, like, everything you do is gonna be irritating to me. I appreciate what Mary actually said to Angie, which was, you're over the top, you're being performative, you're being disingenuous, you're going toe to toe with Lisa, you're being mean, like, and that's not who you are. Like, you kind of going back to what you were saying, like, you're being a fake ass bitch. And the thing I like about Angie is that, first of all, Angie's still trying to say, well, I'm not going to be bullied by Lisa. So, like, if she wants, a performance, she's going to get one. But I do think she's also sensitive enough to, like, respect that Mary's sensitive, know that she hurt her, and also listen to her and not, like, try to dismiss her the way that Heather and Lisa had their conversation. So I do think they have a genuine friendship. I'm really glad that the scene that the editors gave us in the trailer wasn't like an actual really devastating split between the two of them, because, like, I think that they care about each other as friends. And I would hate to see, because it was a pretty minor situation, that, like, I would hate to see that really drive them apart. But I do respect what Mary said, where she was like, girl, you're doing too much. Like, sometimes you need to calm the hell down. You brought a whole bin with a bunch of stupid crap. Like, you're getting performative. And that I actually appreciate about Mary bringing that to the table. So she's just so funny to me. It's like, she's like ridiculous about this gas comment. It wasn't that bad. Get over it. And then now, at the same time, she is delivering some pearls of wisdom in the fact that she's calling Angie out for being just, over dramatic.
Girl, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. And she did a good job of it, actually. So go, Mary, shoot.
Ooh, let's see if it worked.
Right? Yeah.
Next, we got Heather and Lisa shopping. Oh, child, I never thought I'd see the day. Because all this time, us talking the same talk, other folks commenting about how far Heather's head is up, Lisa's behind, and Heather is sick and tired of it. She kind of gave her a little bit down to the winery last week, but she really, it was a one-on-one. And of course, we all know when it's one-on-one, people feel more inclined to be, truthful, straight shooter, just bam, bam, that's it. Heather let Lisa know that, you again, your team too much. Just like Mary did with Angie, Heather's doing with Lisa. Lisa expects, or did not expect, Heather to say what she's saying, because Lisa caught wind of how Heather was really trying to be a part of Lisa's tribe of blindly following her and just really trying to be her friend and kind of doing almost anything to get in the cool girls club type of situation, as Heather mentioned a couple of seasons ago. But it kind of backfired because Heather knows better. And I'm glad that she said that to Lisa. Like, girl, you got to stop all this back and forth because you really don't need to insult the woman. It's not that deep.
It's interesting because she was really far up Lisa's butt when Bronwyn was criticizing her at the camping, right? And then she kind of stayed that way, but then we saw at the winery, and now particularly like when she was hanging out with Angie, and then again in this scene with Lisa, she's like demanding, she's making it very clear, like, yeah, no, you're part of the problem too, like, we're not just gonna kiss your ass. Like, she stood up for herself. And so it was a weird about face for me, because I'm like, which one are you doing, Heather? Are you trying, I'm not saying that like blind loyalty is the way to go. I'm just looking at, there's like a distinct difference between the way you were kissing her butt and now you're trying to stand up to her. So like, even though I don't think that you should just like blindly like placate Lisa, I'm curious as to why all of a sudden you want to like, you've changed tactics about it. Like, it's just, I'm just noticing the difference, and I'm questioning your genuineness a little bit. Like, which one are we doing here? But I can appreciate Heather trying to be like, you have got to admit some things about yourself. But I kind of was laughing in a way where I was like, Lisa never sees stuff about herself. Like, it's like, this is a scene, this is a practice in futility, so I'm curious to see how their friendship continues. I hope Heather keeps trying to kind of bring some like some logic to the whole thing, or it's like, Lisa, at some point you have got to look at what you do, because she was saying over and over, I didn't do anything, I'm just responding. No, you are an antagonistic bitch. Like, you are, like, you cannot deny, so. And it was very interesting because Heather was adamant that she thinks that she did dig stuff up on Meredith. So all of a sudden, Heather's kind of turned into like not so solid of the kind of friendship that Lisa wants. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting.
And there were two things Heather told Lisa that I was like, ooh, my eyes got big. I was like, oh. Heather told Lisa to her face, you're a mean bitch.
Yes.
And that you are a risky trend. Girl, not friend, a risky trend. I hollered. And Lisa is still resistant AF to all of this, as if this is just something Heather pulled out of her behind. I am happy that Heather read Lisa for filth in those two instances. Pretty much the whole theme, Heather was getting Lisa together, but in a nice way, in a friend way. She wasn't cussing her out. She just, within all of that, sometimes you may just have to use a cuss word just to get your point across. Just saying. And that it was very appropriate, I believe, because you are being a mean bitch, talking about her businesses, talking about her personal finances, and talking about that, what she say, I can count how much money she has, and she can't count how much I have. All of that. Like, who blew your head up to think that because you have a certain wealth or status, or or you can name drop, that you can just say whatever? Girl, I don't know, but I'm glad Heather is turning the page with all of that. I'm also glad that Heather is not blindly leading Lisa like I thought she was, just for a look or for a come up for clout,
Right.
Next, child. After all that, woo, Brittany, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Another read for Phil. How your 19-year-old daughter reads you for Phil?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reading for Phil in this episode as I think about it.
Yes, that's why when you said this episode was pleasant, in the beginning I was like, did we watch the same episode? Because
Well,
maybe
pleasant in that it was entertaining. That I should have
yes.
said entertaining.
I know I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody, yes, it was one read after another.
Girl, and she came in hot, not like I can't wait to tell you off, but since you opened the door and you want to talk in this coffee shop or this deli, whatever they were, you know, out in the open, the 19-year-old was not scared. She was poignant and assertive, not disrespectful. She just demanded to know, why did you put a man before me and I'm your kid? Why are you doing, pretty much that's the whole basis, why are you doing this? And all Brittany can say was, I really can't tell you why. But in the confessional, Brittany says that she figured once she got a man, she'll know how to take care of her daughters. What?
She said, well, what she said was that when she started having problems in her second marriage, she said that she focused on, once I, have a good marriage, then I'll focus on being a mother. So she admitted that she poured all of her energy and attention into her husband and abandoned her children. And it's like, girl, if you're gonna have this scene, which your daughter is prepared to have, and your daughter knows what the fuck she's gonna say to you, and you know why too. We all know why. So for you to keep saying, I don't know why, yes, you do. You need to say to her, I'm so sorry. There's something in me that is broken and putting men first. And then the problem is saying that to her on camera, then everyone's gonna be looking at you to maybe get some therapy or stop. But I don't feel like you're ready to stop and actually prioritize your relationship with your daughters over a relationship with a douche canoe of a man. You don't even pick good ones, so this scene was particularly sad to me between a mother and a daughter, a woman that refused to be, she's not a single parent. She is now, but like, whatever. Like, it broke my heart to see this mature young woman who is barely an adult saying, how could you think I wouldn't want my mom? You used to be there and you dipped out for a dude. And Brittany, if you're going to have your children on the show, like, be prepared to own up and apologize, and just, because otherwise we're all going to hate you. Because this is like irredeemable here. This is gross.
It's like there's a chromosome missing.
Yeah.
With Brittany, like,
yes.
You can't be this dumb, dunce.
Yeah.
And are you a lit? I don't, girl. I don't know. Again, I don't have I did not study psychiatry, psychology that enough to. Yeah, she definitely needs to sit with a licensed clinical social worker, not an MFT. We need somebody who was either an LCSW or a PhD to get into there and to help her realize the error of her ways. And then bring the kids in, because it seems like the kids got it going on more than she do. Just saying. If they live this long without their mama being a mama, that they can wait a little while longer until Brittany gets her ish together.
There wasn't any like mystery. The daughter immediately said to her, when you used to be there all the time, going to all the school field trips and being the volunteering mom and all of that, and then you got a new husband and you abandon us. Like, you literally stopped paying attention to us. You poured all your time and energy into a bad relationship. And she admitted that she was like, I needed to fix my marriage, and then I'd focus on being a mom again. And then it just seems like you never stop doing that. Like once you divorced that husband, you then started doing that with Jared. And you literally have a daughter telling you, I don't want you to choose shitty partners over me or over the attention you give your children anymore. Like, because it must feel devastating to have your own parent who used to be there for you literally put all of their attention into some guy. Talk about destroying your daughter's, like, potential relationship with men, sense of self-worth, all of this stuff. And Brittany's just sitting there with all those extra hair extensions and her makeup done, thinking that she's gonna have some scene with her daughter. And I'm just like, this is a disaster. Like, you need to just say, you're right. I have prioritized crappy men over you. I'm so sorry. I'd like to get to know you again. That part, was okay. I could respect that part. But like to act like I don't know, yes, you do.
Right.
Like, you do.
You just don't want to say it.
Yeah, and this is weird. This is terrible. I mean, what I will say is, like, you can be proud of your daughter. She carried herself beautifully. She was
She
the
sure
adult
did.
in this situation.
I mean, she took Brittany to task. Like,
She
this is it.
did.
There was no him and Han. You wanted to film with me, so here we go.
And
And the
rightfully
fact that,
so.
right, and the fact that this has been going on for 7 years now. She said the last time was when all this was going on she identified when she was 12, and
Yeah.
she's 19 now. So for
Yeah.
and these are her formative years.
Yeah.
From 12 to 19 is so important for a young girl. Now, of course, it's for a young adult. It's so important because they're coming of age. Hormones is crazy as AF. They are more or less choosing who they're going to be in life, and how they're relating to people, and just learning life more, so that they are at certain ages where they can make certain decisions on their own, and just having that trust factor is important for a young adult to have with their parent or guardian. And she broke that.
Yeah.
Oh my, again, every series of age is important, but at this point, when a young adult is learning to know how to deal in life, with life, and learning themselves more so. It's devastating that Brittany just left her and the two of them, two daughters, I think, just left them out in the cold like that. And her best line was, "I don't know."
Yeah. Yeah. It
You
was bad.
sorry douche. You worse than Jared.
Yep.
You're the douche after it was used.
Oh.
He's the douche fresh out the box. You're the one that's laying in the trash can under some tissue. Yeah, I said, and I meant it. Because you're the mother. You could have prevented all of this. Ugh, shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
So she promised not to do it again, but then she said that already. So we're going to see what happened, child, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Big ups to the 19-year-old. Just keep your head up, girl. Keep your head up. We are rooting for you.
Yes.
We're rooting for you, girl. Next, we see Heather and Meredith taking a walk. And Meredith says she hit her toe on the side of the tub or something in the bathroom. It's bruised up like Shannon did on the Housewives of Orange County. And she chipped her tooth. Lord Jesus, somebody help Mary. Who who got the doll for Meredith? Leave Meredith alone, please. Just leave her alone. And she's walking in stiletto boots, pointy toe, because she said it's comfortable because that's all she walks in anyway. I heard that.
Well, yeah, that whole I don't even know I don't know what she was setting up for. It sounded like she was trying to say, "Oh, these things happen to me. I can't go on the trip." I don't know, whatever. But yeah, Meredith is a little bit on the ridiculous side for me at the moment.
So they were discussing Lisa. You
Yeah.
know how they do.
Right.
And Heather believed, my notes child, I'm turning the page. Heather believed Lisa did what Angie said because I believe there was a theme that they put in regarding Whitney, talking about how every time whoever is arguing or going against or adversarially uh, communicating with Lisa, all of a sudden their business gets put in the street. So at that
Right.
time, yeah, she was like, come on now, really, really? I think when he was talking to Heather, if I'm not mistaken. But anywho, Heather brought that up and was like, listen, this is, this, I believe Angie when she said it. Whether you want to or not, that's on you. But I believe she did. It is what it is. And the fact of, and that's another reason why Heather told Lisa, I'm afraid that you're going to use Intel. It makes sense. But Meredith says she believes Lisa because of her rapport with Angie. Child, okay. We all
Yeah.
remember that hot mic moment.
Yeah. No, here's the thing though. I do think Heather is pushing kind of hard against Lisa. So I'm kind of like, which one are you? Are you her friend or are you trying to get her, like are you trying to get where's your head at here, Heather? Um and like there's a part of me that like respects that Meredith is like, look, I want to try and be friends with her. I know what I'm dealing with. I'm willing to whatever. Like I get that like honestly um Lisa probably is guilty of all of that, but it's like I can't help but think that especially when it comes to Lisa, if you're on this cast, you have got to try and figure out a way to get along with her at least a couple of seasons, you know what I mean? Like so I feel like Meredith is trying to say to Lisa without breaking the fourth wall, I'm picking my battles this season. Like
Yeah.
and I guess that's what I'm trying to convey is that I don't agree with Lisa's tactics or how she can act. I'm just watching the ladies kind of figure out how to navigate it though, like each season in order to kind of keep their job, so to speak. So I
Right.
do respect Meredith being like, I'm moving on this season until it's proven otherwise. That's what I'm choosing to do. Stop trying to make me change my decision.
I think Meredith is smart enough to know what to say. And I don't, for her to adamantly deny or adamantly, just be more assertive with her disagreements with this whole plot line that Heather is presenting. I think, isn't she an attorney?
Yes. Yeah.
Meredith.
She
Okay,
was at
so
least at one point.
that whole background is, they are trained to have poker face,
Right.
and they will use what they know at the right moment. She doesn't want to give up her position.
Right.
She's playing it safe, just like last episode where she and Angie met up, of all people.
Right. I agree. She is. She is not showing her hand. She is playing it. All those things. Absolutely. And I don't necessarily blame her just yet.
Mm-hmm. So, the whole point of of well, now we have Angie and Heather coming to Meredith like, okay, Lisa said this about you. I believe it. Now they really can expect. Why do you want to keep calling her Mildred? I don't know why Mildred keeps coming to my mouth when I want to say Meredith. Who is Mildred?
That's funny. I don't know.
If I call her Mildred, y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay.
Please. Yeah, that's funny.
But the fact that Meredith is playing it safe is a smart move at this time. And they really can expect Meredith to go back 3, 4, 5 seasons and dredge up that anger and have it play out now. That's dumb, in my opinion. It happened then. She said it. I mean, how mad can she be at this point about something that transpired 3, 4, 5 seasons ago?
Yeah, she's basically saying like, you don't use me as a pawn, like in this. Yeah.
Like, okay, thanks for telling me. I'll do with it what I will. I
keep it in
appreciate it,
mind.
and move on.
Yeah. She is not engaging, folks. To use a Meredithism, she's not engaging. But like I said, I kind of can't blame her because she's like, you have the big old fight with her, Angie, since you want to like have these dramatic, whatever. Like, no, like I said, there's something about, even though I don't agree with a lot of Lisa's behavior, I can respect the fact that Meredith is like, I am not jumping into the Hunger Games yet, you guys. Like, there's nothing serious enough for me to do so. So,
For real though. I'm just like, yeah, they can expect her to be mad. I mean, all that's. I mean, listen, I'd be more mad at that hot mic moment than her getting a PI. To be honest, because I heard what she said.
Yeah. I mean, listen, prove to me she got a PI, and then I'll get heated, and then she'll do her yelling and, you, or whatever, because Meredith is good for a really funny, weird delivery. So, like, we'll see. But Meredith's basically telling them the same thing. We'll see. And like I said, I find it really odd that if Heather's trying to claim to be working on her friendship with Lisa, why she's pushing so hard to get Meredith to be like, no, you are doing it. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm like, Heather, where are you at right now? What are you doing? Like, because sometimes Heather will play both sides in order to stay liked because she still has that Mormon, like, former fat girl people pleasing part of her. And then she also wants to secretly be the queen bee.
True.
So sometimes I look at Heather and I'm like, what's your real motivation here? Because I think she sometimes is absolutely motivated by, wanting to be liked, wanting to be popular, wanting to be all the things that she wasn't when everybody was calling her a linebacker,
And she wants to make a good show.
And she does. And she's smart and she's funny and she's having a glow up and she's, getting her independence. So, that's the one thing. It's like, Heather, I'm always rooting for you, but like, I want your higher self to win out over the insecure fat girl that just wants to be popular. Like I want the empowered business owner, funny, receipts, timeline, all of it. Like that's just don't let your insecure side make you do stupid stuff, Heather.
And lastly, child, Whitney, Hope, Mary, and Angie. Pretty much so they can fill out their yacht rider situation, what they want, what will please them, and all the things, all the accoutrement for them to so that they'll have a better time in their comforts. And if I heard Mary say one more time, 2003 Dom Perignon, like you acting like you the lush. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna need my favorite. I ain't gonna say their name, but I'm gonna need my little favorite, taste to taste too. But she was making, and it really didn't seem like production was replaying what she said. It really did seem like she kept making. She said it like several times. Okay, because she had Angie write it out. Well,
Can
no,
I
Angie volunteered to write out her portion.
well, can I ask an uneducated, stupid
Yeah.
question? Does that exist? Is 2003 John Pignon really a thing?
Well, they've been out for years, so I would
I
think so.
I know, but is that like a magical year? Like, chat,
I'm about to look it
help
up.
educate me, because like I'm ignorant to, I like a nice, champagne every now and then, but I don't like that. Also is the worst hangover, like that's ooh.
Oh, Reddit says the second worst of the decade.
Okay, well, I knew there was some kind of jokey irony about that, because I feel like they highlight that Mary's obsessed with it for whatever reason, that it's like really not legitimate, but that's all that served to do, was just show Mary's quirky and funny.
Hmm.
And I do appreciate, I think it was Whitney said, like, you're the pickiest one out of all of us, and you're not going to tell them what you want, and this is like the whole point, like they have to procure it for you, like they have to source it. Like you have to let them know.
Another description says is a complex, powerful vintage that was awarded a gold award by sorry if I'm saying it wrong, by the Mundus Vini Academy in 2012.
I do not know. I am ignorant to champagne,
Me
to
too.
be able to whatever. I just feel like it's a bit of a joke with Mary and that preference.
Well,
But
I'll tell you this. I'm sorry, were you done?
no, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say this. Now, when I was in Houston for my birthday this year, when I went to go see Cowboy Carter, y'all, there's, and I'm gonna plug these people because I've been there and I've noticed that they do really good business. Joey Uptown in Houston, Texas. If you're ever there, please visit. As soon as you come in, they offer you some champagne, either on your way to your seat or while you wait. But as soon as you come in, hi, would you like a glass? I think that type of service lets me know off the rip, off the bat, that I'm going to have a great time. And indeed, I did, because it was a birthday celebration. But the most important thing I want to point out is the brand, what I was drinking. Now, I have learned to appreciate from that experience and all my years of living on this earth, y'all. Ain't a whole lot, ain't that old, but listen. In all my travels, I have not liked champagne until my birthday this year. It's I don't know the brand. I have to look it up. But the fact that it was a champagne brut, because there are different kinds, but the champagne brut, it was so delicious. Let's just say, thank goodness my hotel was right next door. Because I indulged. Let me tell you. So I can understand Mary's plight when she wants to sip on something she like, because I have the notion to call them and ask, what brand of champagne do you serve upon entering your establishment? Because I want to look for that brand and celebrate with that next year. Just saying.
Well, she said it enough times that hopefully they got it
Didn't
for
she?
her. Hopefully they got it for her.
And then, oh girl, the tea was spilled. Angie was, you see, she was hesitant because she just made up with with Mary. So after they're done with all filling all that stuff out, they're getting all that together. Angie brings up, now, first of all, I didn't even know this was going on in the and on these social media streets, Angie brings up some tea on Bronwyn. Did you hear this in the streets?
I did before it came out, yes.
What? So okay, so y'all, if y'all didn't watch the show, if y'all don't know, like I didn't, if y'all didn't find out till now, the issue is there's some allegations of previous litigations with Bronwyn concerning theft and what other things that some old cases regarding theft and some dismissal similar to what Lisa was talking about. And then there's something Bronwyn mentioned in her confessional that it is sealed and she cannot disclose any details about. Now, what do you know?
Identity theft. They're
Thank
accusing
you.
her, or identity fraud. Like they're accusing her of maybe theft while using another identity or something like that. Yeah, so there's a couple of different charges. I mean, I can respect that one was when she was in college, but the one where she's like, I can't talk about that, I was like, that's weird. I don't know. I don't feel like this was properly explained to my satisfaction.
Yeah, now I just remembered she did mention there was an eviction around college time that was inflated something big on top of what you mentioned, the identity theft. And yeah, I kind of said, well, if it's under seal, then how is it that it was found? So that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then we see that, Todd knows about it already. And she had to sit with him and have this scene, and he is embarrassed because of his job and how, she explained how it's important for him to be trusted and not have that type of I don't want to say thing, but not to have that
Allegations
blemish.
following.
Thank you. In his household. Because, folks, when they get married, they're considered equally yoked. Wendy and Eddie. Hello, Wendy and Eddie.
Oh Lord. Those, you mean those illegally arrested people that they're claiming that they were
Girl, Weddy.
Yeah. I understand very much how you can be dug up on and like the details are like, twisted, and like I get that this might not be that big of a deal, but then when they had the scene where this is affecting my reputation and I know I'm sorry, that felt weird to me. Like, this feels like the way that you're handling this is that one of these charges or one of these situations is actually kind of bad, like, or is actually like serious enough that, like, there's some things going on there. I can respect that, like, one of them was an eviction where they looked at the code and they associated all the different offenses that fell under that code with what you might have done, or I get it. Okay, one, but now you're telling me the other one's under seal and you're apologizing to Todd because you know that as a financial advisor, he can't have any sort of dubious, like, affiliations. Like, that sounds like this is actually a legitimate problem. What did you do? But
I heard there were 3 things
yes, I did too.
But so she admitted to having 3 different infractions, but the one that's under seal, it may or may not be as trifling as the second one, not the eviction thing, but the fact that she, came kind of clean and didn't say, well, that's not me, or, whatever. The dismissal thing, what was dismissed? Like she said, it was a bit that you paid it, or that it was...
I don't know. Like I said, I did not feel fully satisfied with
Me
the
either.
way that it was explained.
Me either.
And I'm sorry, Bronwyn, like I said, I have a lot of empathy for, you know, people digging up your past and twisting the way that it looks to make it look a certain way, but like there's enough weirdness here that like I feel like we need a little bit more of an explanation than that.
Yeah, especially on what you can explain. How about that?
Yeah, I'm like, why is it under seal? You can never explain like what happened, like why?
Girl, she better hope that is the truth, cause
And like that's another thing too, like everybody knows that like anything you have done will be dug up and like brought to light, especially if it's legal. Like you go on reality TV and like that will be brought up at some point. Like it's
and
just
I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, what I will say is, and this is not the time to go accusing Lisa of digging it up yet. You need to wait on that, sister. Like, I'm not saying that she didn't. I'm not saying that maybe that was a plant, but like, you need to just like prove to us that you're not, Jen Shaw. I'm not saying that she is in any way. I'm just saying like
Mhm.
your explanation of this is a little to be desired. So like
Right.
before you go trying to deflect and blame Lisa for any of your woes, like explain this better.
Girl. Now Brahma's my girl now.
Mhm.
Brahma, you my girl. Um I'm a little nosy and curious. So I want to know what explain a little bit more because like my homegirl Erin said, it didn't sound like we got enough
No.
details about things, and seemed a little seemed a little squeaky wheel
Yeah.
situation, about
A little
seals or
squirrely.
not.
A little squirrely, Bronwyn.
But I'm glad that you're his man and he's sticking beside you, so it's all good. I mean, you're his woman and he's sticking beside you, so yeah. I mean, I'm sure she would probably unseal it for him and his work as necessary, but for the rest, and they'll do that in private. But something tells me that it's already been told to his employer, and he's good, since he's dealing with the type of work that he does, and he does need to be on the up and up, and everything around him. So yeah, good luck with that. I guess by episode 10, we'll have all of that figured out. She got 4 episodes.
Okay, we'll get to work.
Well, so by Thanksgiving, we should know what happened.
Okay.
That was all I got. Did you have anything more?
No, nope, I'm good.
Well, y'all, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate you. And please excuse my smoke detector beeping, child. We fixed it and it's still beeping. Apparently, it's something going on. So don't think we just around here just letting stuff go willy-nilly. I take care of things at the house. So just rest assured. Anywho, what's I about to say? I thank you for tuning in. That just made my whole train of thought go haywire. Anyway, we got some shows coming through. We got Wind that at the end of this month, Selling Sunset will be premiering episode season 9 or 10. I forget which.
9, I
And,
believe.
which one?
9.
9. Thank you. And
Mhm.
that's off of Netflix, y'all. So yeah, you may want to watch it with us and then hear us talk about it. Also, Southern Charm is coming through roughly around November 19th. So we'll be getting that out as well. So somewhere around Thanksgiving, y'all should be hearing us talk about these folks. It's the pH balance of it all. They have put out their trailer, so go ahead and watch that on Bravo or Peacock. And we haven't heard yet about the Drag Race. Have you heard anything about Drag Race?
There was not really, except that there was a cast leak for All Stars 11.
Oh,
Yes, and yeah, so and it looks like the rumor is it's going to be the brackets again.
oh, okay.
So, but I have not heard anything because obviously the new season of regular Drag Race, what are we on? Season 17, season 18? We're on 18? 18 will premiere first and
Okay.
before the end of the year probably, and then All Stars will come after. Yeah, so
yeah, because I think the other Drag Race premiered in January, if I'm not mistaken.
Did
I
it,
remember,
or was it All
yeah.
Stars? I don't remember.
I think it was 17 premiered in January.
Well, right
Anyway.
around, yeah, it's either end of the year or right around the beginning. So,
oh, y'all. So now, again, more of us talking about these shows. And you know how we love a good race of drag, child. I love the shows. I love all the talent that is just built up in all these ladies. It's amazing. I just love a good variety show, child. I really do. And
definitely.
just look out for more shows from me. You know, these Real Housewives, Belle Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville coming back. Reasonable Doubt off of Hulu. Got that going. Married to Medicine just premiered their trailer. You're going to be hearing from me about them. It's going to be a full fall and winter. Oh, we're going to be busy. Oh, my goodness. Woo, child. Anywho, before we go, please let the folks know they can find you when you're not talking ish with me.
You can catch me on Instagram and Threads, psychic_ELB, just as you see it when I'm on doing the Orange County review with Ray all day. That's my handle name, and also Psychic Aaron Boyd on Facebook. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be running a November special. I'll let you guys know more about it in some upcoming reviews. And yeah, check me out there.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard her. Check her out. She gave me a reading and it was so appreciative. I'm going to do another one too. Y'all, thanks again. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure the bell is black so you know each and every time that we're putting out something for you on this channel called Ray All Day. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Ray.